Washington loses at Detroit. And when you look at this, and Ray has said coaching, Barrett and Seth have said coaching, and certainly the players didn't make the plays that they needed to make. It's one ball of frustration watching this team right now, and we criticized them pretty good a couple of weeks ago after they won against Dallas, and it looked like a loss. They played similarly today, and it was a loss. And you wonder now with the schedule coming up, Ray, I'll go to you to start. With the schedule coming up, and I don't want to look past today because we do have interviews coming up with Doug, with Carson, with all the principals in this loss. But Cleveland next week, the Browns are a good team. They've got Seattle, they've got Green Bay, they've got no particular order.
No, you have no gimmies. That's why when we keep showing, I don't know if we keep showing the NFC East standings for is that for comic relief?
Volume. There we go. Oh my God. Wow, guys. What can we even say? I am at a loss for words. Oh my goodness, they actually lost to that Giants team. Oh. All right, I got some talking points here, and then I'll just talk to you guys in the comments for a while, man. I'm absolutely done. There's nothing left. Like I said, there's no injury excuse anymore. There's nothing left. And I don't think this game was so bad from the very first snap. The defense was horrible, predictable, lackluster, conservative. I don't think I saw a blitz the whole damn game. 3rd and 3, we're playing 7 yards off the line. The Giants ran it down our throats from the time the game started. What if Daniel Jones had 70 rushing yards? The Giants as a team had, I don't even know what they had. I wanted to play the post game because I don't want to miss Doug Pederson's press conference. I really, really, really want to play it on here live and react to it. Oh my God. The play calling is so predictable. Well, here's the thing. I know we won the Super Bowl in 2017. At what point do we start saying something's got to change? At what point do we start saying that? At what point do we start saying, Doug, you're not getting it done? No injuries. Nothing. No excuses. You have the better team on paper by a mile. And not only, if we would have won by a touchdown, by a field goal, I would have been mad about that because you're supposed to blow out this 2-7 Giants team, right? But you're just not. If it's not the players, who is it? I feel like we're strong at every position, are we not? Aside from I'm not talking defensively, I'm talking offensively. I feel like we're solid at every position offensively. We have a solid defensive line. Howie Roseman decided that linebackers don't matter in the NFL. And you've seen it all season long. What did he think was going to happen? What did they actually think was going to happen when they refused to draft a linebacker, when they refused to sign a free, when they refused to do anything about the linebacker position? What did they think was going to happen? Did they actually sit back in an office and say, linebackers don't matter? We can win without linebacker. We don't need linebackers. We don't need This entire game was on the linebackers because every time Daniel Jones did a midget football basic fake handoff, all 3 linebackers bit every single time. How is that even possible? They did it last game against us when he ran 85 yards down the field. You watched the tape. You had 2 weeks to prepare, and the same thing happened. Are you... The same thing. What do they do in practice? What do they do in practice? Somebody tell me. Did they not go out? Hey, guys, all right, guys. Hey, we got to practice. We got embarrassed by Daniel Jones last time, so we're going to practice for 2 weeks, all right? TJ Edwards, Alex Singleton, line up right here. Nate Gary, keep your ass on the IR. We're done even trying to teach you how to play the game. Line up right here. We're going to use Jalen Hurts as a decoy so you can practice against a running quarterback, right? Now, when they fake this handoff, I need you to stay in the middle of the field. Don't bite on it. Did they do that for 2 weeks? No, I don't think this team practices. There's no way they do. There's no way they practice. If you got 2 weeks to prepare and you come out and the same thing happens, a basic fake handoff and Daniel Jones runs down the middle of the field. Oh, and I know everybody was mad about the Doug Pederson 2-point conversion. Doug, somebody get Doug Pederson I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube for saying the F word and all this stuff, man. Somebody get Doug Pederson a calculator. An extra point makes it a 3-point game. Here we go, Doug. Count with me. 1, 2, 3. How many points is a field goal, Doug? We should go for 2. Yeah, we should go for 2. Make it a 2-point game instead of a 3-point game. Yeah, that's what we should do. Oh, the same read option on the goal line and it doesn't work. It didn't end up mattering anyway because we couldn't move the ball the whole second half. I think Doug is one of those people that goes to a restaurant and when he's about to pay the tab, he has an app for it so he can type in a percentage because he can't figure it out. What's 20%? Well, my bill's $95. Oh, what's 20% of that? I got to type it in. I don't know. Assuming he tips 20%, by the way. I brought the whole rest of the six-pack up here. That's how I'm feeling. All right, 97 people in the chat. Thanks for coming through. I didn't expect this. I really didn't. I thought I would be up here complaining a little bit. I didn't expect an entire healthy Eagles team to lose to this Giants team. I didn't expect it. How? I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over. There's a couple more points I want to make, all right? Stupid 2-point conversion. I'll never understand it. I don't know what his obsession is with the 2 points. I can't figure it out. What were we, 0 for 8? Were we 0 for 9 on 3-point third down conversions? I think we were 0 for 9. That's got to be the story of the game. I mean, we were moving the ball. Like Miles Sanders was getting yards. Miles Sanders had some nice runs. I think he probably went over 100 yards rushing. But when it came down to third down, we could not complete a single one the whole game. How's that possible? We get to crunch time. All of a sudden, Travis Fulgham, the only guy that can catch a ball in the whole roster, all of a sudden he can't catch the ball. Now Travis Fulgham turns into Nelson Aguilar in crunch time. 2 drops in the fourth quarter. Next play, big time, 3rd and something. Carson Wentz says, screw this play, I'm getting outside the pocket. He runs out of the pocket. Jalen Reagor down the sideline. Is it a comeback route or is it a go route? I still don't know. Carson threw a comeback route. Reagor was running a go route and did a 360. 2 weeks of practice and we're not on the same page. I do want to say I'm happy that Doug Pederson didn't abandon the run. Usually, in a situation like that, in a game like this, Doug Pederson would have abandoned the run. He would have quit running the ball. At least he figured out, hey, Miles Sanders is the only person doing anything on this team. I got to keep giving him the ball. Didn't end up working or doing anything, but what the hell happened to Alshon Jeffrey? Does anybody know? They didn't even say it on TV. They didn't even say it. Alshon Jeffrey's coming back. Alshon Jeffrey's coming back. He's out there in the first series and you don't see him again. He played 3 plays and went home. He called his lawyer. He said, hey, how many plays do I have to play for my contract to still count? Am I still getting a paycheck? Oh, I got to play 1 series and then okay, I'm going to play 1 series. Get the bus ready. I'm only playing 1 series. I'm getting the hell out of here. I hate this team. You can't write a story better than this. Alshon Jeffrey actually came back and played like 2 series and left again. Nobody even said anything about it. Is he injured? What happened? Oh. That's it. The football gods hate us. Fulgham starts dropping the ball. Darius Slay gets beat one-on-one down the sideline. I don't know what this... Is Doug Pederson's press conference on right now? Come on, piece of crap. Turn on. Oh, I hope this is it. Come on, load. I'm in the attic. I don't think my Wi-Fi is going to let me watch the Doug Pederson press conference. That's all right. That gives me a good subject for a video coming up, because I can't wait to hear what Doug Pederson has to say. I can't wait. Oh, man. Let me read some of these injuries, man. The only injury, let me read some of these injuries. Let me read some of these comments. The only injury here is our salary cap. Yeah. Yes. Doug has to give up the play calling right now. How did it not happen weeks ago? It's not just the play calling is so bad and he refuses to give it to somebody else. It's that he refuses to actually change it. So not only are you not saying, okay, I'm not good at this play calling stuff, somebody else do it. He's saying, no, I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it the exact same way. How is that even possible? Jim Shorts needs to be fired. Russian Spa, everybody in here, thanks, man. Everybody in here, thanks for coming in here. Listen, when I did the pregame, I was tired. I drank 2 IPAs and I almost fell asleep in the first quarter, so I started pounding coffee. Now I'm on like 5 cups of coffee, so I started drinking IPAs again. It's a vicious cycle, I know. It's almost like Doug Pederson doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not getting anywhere. Anyway. No, Carson was not the main reason we lost. Carson was not the reason we lost. Not at all. Eagles just cost you $500. San Francisco 49ers fan 1000 says the Eagles cost him $500. Why? Apparently you haven't watched many Eagles games this season. I wouldn't bet more than $5 on this team. It's just what they do. They find ways to lose or they find ways to underperform. They play down to their opponents. 500? If the Eagles were playing my middle school football team, I wouldn't put $500 on them. God. Why didn't Doug go for the 4th down? Chuck Halpern, what are we talking about? What 4th down are we talking about? It's a blur to me at this point. I don't even remember all of the bad decisions that he made. Why didn't he go for the 4th down? I feel bad for Wentz. I thought he was the problem. It's Doug. Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. I was starting to get on the Wentz wagon and saying Wentz is the problem. And listen, Wentz didn't execute down the stretch. Let's call it what it is. Overthrows. He did make a couple nice throws that were dropped, but there's still a lot of throws in this game that an elite quarterback, a quarterback that's going to lead you to victory, makes. Wentz didn't make plays to lead anybody to victory. He usually does that in the 4th quarter. I was watching the clock tick down, and I was like, I was like, that Wentz is going to do it. Here it is. Here's the Wentz time. Here's the Carson Wentz that we know that's going to come out in the fourth quarter and make things happen. He just didn't do it. I mean, the Jalen Reagor throw, I don't understand. It looked like it was supposed to be a comeback route, and Reagor ran straight down the field and then tried to do a jump 360 to catch it. Ethan, you've definitely seen me this pissed off, my guy. You remember the Fire Brett Brown podcast? I have definitely been this pissed off. It just didn't sound as good because I had a cheap microphone, so when I would yell, it would sound like, you know what I'm saying? Now you can really hear how angry I am. 126 people in the chat. Thank you for coming in, man. Give me some thoughts in the comments. I don't know what else to say. This is why I went live, because I can't make a post-game video. It's only gonna be 5 minutes. Doug sucks. Carson didn't make plays down the stretch. The Eagles defense, a bunch of cardboard cutouts. It looked like Daniel Jones was running through a fun house at a carnival. Daniel Vick. Can Lurie please fire Doug and Howie? Here's the thing, man. I don't think Jeffrey Lurie knows a damn thing about football. I don't think he knows what the problem is right now. But at the same time, when your roster is 90% healthy and you're still losing to the New York Giants, there's only one way the arrow can point. It can only point straight to the coaching staff. There's nothing else that can happen. You have the talent on your team. Wentz, receivers, running backs, defensive line. You don't have any linebackers, but you can only point to the coaching staff. I can only point to the coaching staff here. Wentz didn't sit around and throw 3 interceptions or anything. You know, he was being ultra conservative. I don't really like how conservative he was being most of the game, but he also was in his own head. He didn't want to come out here and throw these 3 interceptions. He didn't want to come out here and look like he's looked. So he said, okay, I'm going to sit back and check down. I'm going to sit back and make the safe play the whole game. I didn't see him throw it down the field, I feel like, the entire second and third quarter, the whole middle of the game. And I said it pregame. I say it all the time. The first couple plays are scripted. You can tell. It looks creative. The Jalen Reagor screen, all kinds of stuff's happening. We're like, oh, somebody tweeted, Doug Pederson's calling a good game. No, he's not. It's the first 15 plays. Once that's over, he's just back there picking random stuff. It all falls apart. Clover XZ, thank you for that question. That's something I wanted to talk about and I forgot to talk about. The Jalen Hurts plays are so stupid. It's so stupid. Why are we still doing this? Because Howie Roseman doesn't want to look wrong. Howie Roseman wants to be right about the Jalen Hurts pick. I drafted this quarterback in the second round because we needed insurance and I knew we could use him as like a trick play kind of thing. So they keep trying to force it. Now you're in crunch time in a football game with your starting quarterback, and randomly on the other team's side of the field, you're going to put Jalen Hurts in there and try to run and he runs the same play every time. Everybody knows what's coming when Jalen Hurts walks on the field. My 5-year-old knows what's coming. At least let him throw the damn ball. What's the point? Oh, my God. The Jalen Hurts trick plays are as bad as the Jalen Hurts second-round pick. And he fumbled the ball. I forgot about that. He came in and fumbled. These guys look so stupid. You actually drafted a backup quarterback in the second round instead of trading up to get the best receiver in the draft or drafting a linebacker. You drafted a backup quarterback, and you're trying to Taysom Hill out here. You're trying to run him like Tim Tebow, and it's not working. And you're trying to force it. Oh, my God. Yeah, what's up with the Wavy Mark? Thanks for that question. What's up with the snaps? I don't know. I don't know what Jason Kelsey was doing the whole damn game. I mean, what are we? One play, Wentz falls over. The very next play, he fumbles a snap. There was another bad snap towards the end of the game. Like, if we get all of our guys back and all of a sudden our one of the best centers to ever play the game forgets how to snap the ball, crazy, man. Sanders, Goddard, Rager, and Jeffrey back in the lineup, and the offense looks worse than ever. Yeah, it looked very bad. It's all starting to point to coaching. Maybe my internet will load here and we can watch Doug Pederson. Come on. It all points to coaching. DJ, do you think you could go live for NBA draft on Wednesday? Oh, what time's the NBA draft on Wednesday? I don't know much about college basketball right now. I honestly don't. I haven't watched. I don't even know who's on the board or anything. Is Wentz elite? Jay Bird's awesome. Is Wentz elite? No. Nope. I've seen him be elite. Right now, Wentz is not elite. An elite quarterback leads you to victory against the New York Giants. An elite quarterback tears up the New York Giants defense. Do you think Aaron Rodgers... Oh, here we go. Here's Doug Pederson.
We lost this game today, but we got a great opportunity next week to get it fixed.
We have time for two more, so we'll go Zach and then Ed Kratz.
Hey, Doug, as a follow-up on the third down question, and it follows up on Les's question, too, you mentioned third and longs, but your first 3 third downs, I believe, were 3rd and 1, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1. How do you look at that to start the game, and what need to be what need to be better in those situations?
We just need to execute a little bit better in those situations, and again, honestly, I hate to keep using this phrase, but I got to take a look at it and see. I could probably answer the question better for you tomorrow to see if there was any breakdown in execution or whatever it is. But you're right. You get in those situations, you need to convert.
Go ahead, Ed.
Hey, Doug. Without looking at the tape, how do you think Carson played today? Your assessment of him just coming out of the game.
I thought he played. I thought he played okay. Played good. I mean, there's obviously there were some throws that we'd like to get back from the standpoint of just accuracy. He managed the game and the run game really well. Put us in some really good situations. Hung tough. Did what he's capable of doing. We just have to continue to work with him. We got to continue to work with our young skill guys to get on the same page because everything matters when you get in the games. It's all magnified, and but I thought overall he played well.
He played well. He had 70.
Doug Pederson talking to the media from the Meadowlands.
He played well. He had a 72 quarterback rating. He played well. He has 0 touchdowns.
It's because I'm so disappointed in the way they played today and the way Doug and his staff.
This guy's an idiot. This guy, Doug Pederson, is just an idiot. Like if I was on NBC Sports post game, I would get fired right away. There's no way I would be able to sit up there and use different words. I don't think Doug Pederson is doing a very good job of thinking on his toes. No, he's an idiot. He's a dumbass. That's it. He can't think at all. The guy's not smart. He's not a smart person, period. I just don't understand how he's an NFL coach and thinks this way. I know Frank Reich. I know Frank Reich was the reason. I know that. Look. When I wore this shirt last year, I got ripped for it. Now everybody's coming around. Oh, now we see what you're talking about. Oh, okay. You couldn't see clear as day how much different the offensive system is without Frank Reich? It hasn't been good. Not even average. It's either been Carson Wentz making plays by himself or nothing. I'm not saying fire Doug Pederson. I think he's dumb. I don't think he has any value when he's in control. So Andy Reid was so great because Andy Reid could build a team. Is a player kind of guy. Players love him. Good environment guy. Good talent evaluator. Builds it, makes a great team out of nothing. What does Doug Pederson do that's good? Howie Roseman's evaluating the talent. He's very bad at it. Doug Pederson's calling the plays. He's very bad at that. Doug Pederson's creating the game plan.
You know, that's the problem. Because listen, if God forbid Doug loses his job, okay? You think that he's gonna lose his job because of the numbers? No. He's going to lose his job because of the accountability and his inability to get this team where it needs to be. So when coaches talk about, the numbers or my guys upstairs, the advice that I'm getting from my data analytics guy, to me, that's a bunch of nonsense. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's responsible.
Right. I'm just saying that then don't use that as an excuse, head coach. You don't do it. And then he's asked, well, how about 4th and 10 with 5 minutes left? He says it would have been a lengthy kick. Code? How about Jake can't kick it that far, and I don't have faith in him. Thought we'd have an opportunity to make a play. Part of our progression, whatever that means. Part of the decision of a quarterback to go there too. Code? Carson picked that play, and I wouldn't have thrown it to Rager. Got to look at the film finally, he says.
But I'm telling you, that's exactly what the numbers and the analytics.
Yeah, he said, God forbid Doug gets fired. Why would you say God forbid? Everybody at this point, pretty much everybody's sick of it.
Solely upon themselves for the decision made, the number said it. So if the number said it, then that's what we should have done. And even if it doesn't work, you can point at the numbers and you can point at the analytics. Don't point at me.
Yeah. Our friend, as we go to break, our friend Tim McManus from ESPN tweets out, he said our win probability had the Eagles at 37.7% had they attempted the extra point, and 37.3% by going for 2 after scoring to make it 21-17. So pretty much a wash.
Yeah, Eagles guy, you're absolutely right. Doug is pissing off the wrong city. Listen, man, the main reason these guys got to go is this draft, this past year's draft. The main reason, at least Howie Roseman's got to go, is this past year's draft. It's unacceptable. I have never heard a coach or a GM sit up here and say something as stupid as this. We are trying to build the best quarterback room in the league. We're building a quarterback factory. How can an NFL coach and GM say something like that? Before the season even started, I was saying both these guys got to go. You actually valued having more than one good quarterback over improving your football team. That is so stupid. And now you're 4. What the hell's the record? Now you're 3-5-1 because of it. But you wanted 2 good quarterbacks. That doesn't make any sense. Nobody cares if they have 2 good quarterbacks. If your starting quarterback goes down, you're done. That's how backup quarterbacks work in the NFL. Okay, you won with Nick Foles. That was an anomaly. Nobody has a great backup quarterback. Nobody. If Drew Brees goes down, is Taysom Hill taking him to the promised land? Nobody plays the game looking for their backup quarterback. It's just stupid. If Aaron Rodgers goes down, is whoever comes in taking him to the promised land? No. You put all your eggs in the starting basket and you try to win. Who the hell drafts a second quarterback to build a quarterback factory? Only one guy can play. God. If it's not the Sixers, it's the Eagles. The Sixers don't want any shooters. They let J.J. Redick go. They don't want a guy like Jimmy Butler. They let him go. But we're going to bring in a second center. We're building a center factory over here. We're going to have all the best centers in the NBA. But we can't score because nobody can shoot. We're going to have 2 good quarterbacks, but we're not going to win because we don't have any linebackers that can stop anybody. This is all Taysom Hill's fault. Oh, I don't know what else to say. Man. What else do we say? They had incredible support in 2017 with guys like Joe Douglas, Carson, Walsh, Frank Reich, and absolutely, Colin. 100%. The coaching staff was impeccable. You know, some of the best businesses. What are the best companies to work for? Companies that have good managers, companies that have good ownership, that know the problems that are going on in the business, that treat their employees well, give them raises and incentives and bonuses, that show up in the place and say, hey, what's going on here? We need to fix this, this, and this. Those are the best companies to work for. A company is not good without great management. A football team is no good without good management. It doesn't matter how many good players you put on the field. It starts at the top. Everything starts at the top. I told you if you had Nate Gary, we would have won. Philadelphia needs a creative offensive coordinator. Yes, they do. I've never seen anyone as arrogant as Doug Pederson. I've never seen somebody appoint himself offensive coordinator and then turn around and be this bad. Here's Carson Wentz.
Early in the game when a lot of those were like third and short.
Yeah, I got to watch the tape, honestly. You know, I didn't realize I knew we struggled on third down. I didn't realize we were that poor. Anytime you're 0 for 9, obviously you're not doing something very well. And hats off to them. You know, they had a good game plan. That's a good defense over there. They made it hard on us, but we definitely made it tougher on ourselves, left some plays out there, didn't execute enough. And, 0 for 9 on third down is extremely frustrating, and I think that's something we pride ourselves on is staying on the field on third down, and we didn't do it today.
Chris and Mike Sealski.
Yeah, Carson, can you put your finger on why the offense was kind of inconsistent today? You had some brilliant moments, but then it was just inconsistent. Can you put your finger? Was it them? Was it what you guys were doing?
Yeah, it's hard to put your finger on one thing as to why we were kind of inconsistent offensively. I think, you know, we did some decent things at times throughout the game, and we struggled. I mean, for one, we didn't stay on the field. We just talked about 0 for 9 on third down, makes it tough. But like I said earlier, you got to credit that defense. They definitely disguised a lot of looks and brought all sorts of different pressures and made it tough on us. And they played a great game, and we didn't do enough to win.
Mike and Jeff Skversky. Or Jeff, if you're ready, go ahead.
Oh, sorry about that, Allie. Carson, there seemed to be a couple moments out there where you were frustrated either with a play call or maybe a decision to insert Jalen into the game. Did moments like that come up?
No, I don't. I think Coach called a really good game, and I felt good about it. I was just frustrated that we weren't executing. You know, I think that defense made it tough on us today, and you know, we got frustrated. I got frustrated just, you know, a couple 3-and-outs and not converting some situations that we knew we could have. So yeah, I get a little frustrated out there, but it had nothing to do with any of those things.
Jeff Skversky and then Paul Domowitch.
Hey, Carson, you guys were able to run the ball having Miles Sanders back, you know, but you get some weapons back in Miles and Alshon. How surprised are you that you guys did struggle offensively as a whole, you know, between the third downs and between converting and scoring touchdowns?
Yeah, obviously we are surprised. We don't go into a game thinking, you know, we're going to, you know, struggle like that and go 0 for 9 on third downs and only put up a couple points. But, you know, I got to give a lot of credit to that defense. You know, I thought we had a good game plan ready to go, but I've been saying it all week. That's a good defense, and we had to come out and really execute at a high level. And I think we did that at times, but we didn't do it well enough. We didn't sustain enough drives, and we left some plays out there. But they made a lot more plays than us, and we didn't deserve to win.
Paul and Rob Motti.
Yeah, Carson, I wanted to ask you about one of those third downs, 3rd and 1 early in the second quarter. I believe you were on the Giants 41 at the time. Looked like you tripped, or what exactly happened?
Yeah, I'm not fully sure what happened on that one. I mean, I know I got stepped on trying to get out of there, and obviously that's not an ideal situation to be in 3rd and 1 and, plus territory, and to come up short the way we did. Obviously, that one's definitely one we'll look back on and be kind of frustrated at, but I'm not fully sure exactly what happened or how it happened.
Rob and then EJ.
Carson, you played a clean game, but there was so much emphasis on turnovers. Do you think maybe perhaps that took away from the ability to just go out and do your thing and create plays?
Exactly.
I don't think so, no.
Yes, it did.
I think that defense, in their style, their structure, they kind of force you to just take what's there and play underneath and try and move the ball slowly and bend but don't break type of defense. So, that was my mindset coming into the game, and I thought, like I said, I thought we did that okay at times, but they made more plays than us.
EJ and Pat Gallen.
Hey, Carson. So you mentioned that the Giants defense kind of makes you take what's there and, kind of forces you to, focus on the smaller stuff. How big of a hurdle was it to have the field position you guys did for most of the game?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't help ourselves. I know that offensively and certain things. I mean, being backed up a lot for a handful of those drives. I mean, it's a field position game. Anytime you got two teams like that going back and forth, field position is crucial. And offensively, I don't think we moved the ball enough to help our defense out. And collectively as a team in all three phases, I mean, we just got beat and we got to be better next time.
Pat and then Jeff McLean.
Carson, you really haven't struggled like this and in your career, or the Eagles haven't in quite a while. Is it difficult to shake this off? I know that you got to look to the next week, but how difficult is it becoming to shake these games off week by week?
Yeah, I mean, it is frustrating. We're not where we want to be, and I know personally I hate losing, and it frustrates me. And I go back and look at the tape just as hard as anybody, and go through it with a fine-tooth comb and really see where can I get better. And then as a team, we all do the same thing. So it is frustrating to be where we're at, but at the same time, we got no choice. We got no choice but to bounce back. We got another good football team ahead of us next week, and we're going to learn from this one. We're frustrated. We're going to learn from it, and we're going to come out and attack next week.
We have time for one more, so Jeff.
Carson, you said that the Giants play to make you kind of kill them from underneath. Was that one of the reasons why we didn't see much of John Hightower on Sunday, and then not have him out there? Does that take away that deep threat?
That's obviously playing time and all those things. That's not my that's not a question really for me, but I do think, like I said, that's kind of their style of defense. They're going to make you play underneath. So you could say that's an element to it, but there's also an element to getting a guy like Alshon back and some other pieces back. That's just part of what we're going to do offensively going forward.
Thanks, Carson.
Carson Wentz, you got a tweet here from Greg.
I still think that this is a system issue. All right. And the thing is, Carson Wentz is 26 years old. I still refuse to believe that he had 3 seasons where he had over a 100 passer rating. I refuse to believe he had 3 seasons where he had a 100 passer rating, and now he sucks all of a sudden. I refuse to believe that. The thing is, he's 26. He's under contract for how many more years? It's time to go in a different direction. Definitely. I say the system's clearly not working. Don't hesitate. Don't waste a lot of more. What more do you need to see, Jeffrey Lurie? What more do you need to see from this system and this coaching staff to say, yo, this ain't working? Super Bowl, go lube up the statue if you want to. So many things I would say that would get me demonetized on YouTube. How much more do you need to see before you say it's time to be ahead of the curve? That's almost 4 years ago. I was doing different things 4 years ago. I feel like every 4 or 5 years as human beings, we're changing our thoughts and our ambitions and things that we do. It's time to change. What more do you need to see before you say, okay, Carson's under contract. I've seen him play great before. Let's bring in a different staff and see how good he is. What more do you need to see? Jeffrey Lurie is going to hang around for another season. Next season is going to be another 3-5-1 type of season. Because Doug Pederson's too arrogant. The Super Bowl win put him on a pedestal. He thinks he has a football mind, and he doesn't. I mean, if this was like a Hall of Fame quarterback we were talking about, if we were talking about like Joe Montana, or whoever else, if Peyton Manning was our coach, you would be like, okay, he seems like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he was a great quarterback his whole career. He has to know. Doug Pederson stunk. You got a backup quarterback running your team now who's out here drafting backup quarterbacks. Just get ahead of the curve. Get rid of Jim Schwartz's time is up too. Clean house right now. We still have talent on the team. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. Your numbers are going in the red. Bring in a new management team. Get your numbers back in the green. I just have a bad feeling we're going to go the rest of this season looking like this. And we're going to go all next season looking like this before something changes. Brady didn't have to take care of his first till like 7 years later. I don't know what that means. I think Carson focused on family more than football. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Doug is not the long-term answer as a coach. That's absolutely right. He better change his philosophy if he cares enough. He won't. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as Brett Brown. These coaches, these people get on such a high pedestal. They cannot take a step back and change. They can't step back and say, okay, I'm doing this wrong. They can't do it. They're way too confident because they think, Doug Pederson thinks that his style and the way that he approaches the game is what got him here. So in his mind, he's blaming everybody else. Who does that sound like? He's not going to change. You can't change somebody that's won a Super Bowl and is on that pedestal. You just can't. You can't. You got to get rid of him. Brett Brown, you saw it. He was willing to run that Sixers team into the ground. He was willing to waste Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons' entire careers because I coached Tim Duncan. We got to play in the post. We need 2 centers, and we got to play in the post because the post is very important. It's 2020. Get him out of here. You're not going to change a coach's mentality. The only thing you can change is the coach himself, as in bringing in somebody else. I would be fine with an offensive coordinator letting Doug take a step back from the play calling, but I don't think he'd be interested in that because he thinks, I won a Super Bowl. I'm not giving up the play calling. I don't think it's going to work. I think you got to be ahead of the curve, man. I don't know if I do a good Australian accent or not, but Brett Brown's accent is just horrendous. Australian mixed with New England. Ugh. Boston. Mixed. Boston Scott had 3 carries. Yeah, oh yeah, I wanted to say that. Look at this, man. The Eagles ran the ball 19 times. The Giants ran the ball 37 times. The Eagles ran the ball 19 times. The Giants ran the ball 37 times. I don't know what else to say. Brett Brown has a Boston accent. Yeah, Brett Brown has a Boston accent mixed with Australia because he moved there, coached them over there, and then he became Australian. So it's like Australia mixed with Boston, and it's terrible. Plenty of talent when they're not injured, but who's the leader? That's a good question, Christian. Who is the leader? Who's the leader on this Eagles team? Who's a leader? Is Carson Wentz a leader? Do the players on the team respect Carson Wentz? I don't know. I'm starting to think there's something going on there. I'm starting to think they're not behind him. I'm starting to think they don't think he's the guy. Eagles fans, relax. It's okay. Kevin Cronin. Are you an Eagles fan, Kevin? Please answer. I need to see your next comment. Kevin, I'm asking you a question. Are you an Eagles fan? I will wait for Kevin's response. Kevin says yes. I am an Eagles fan. Okay, let's go down this route. Let's do it, Kevin. Thank you for saying that. There is... Oh, I can't wait to get this out. And if you guys think I'm like bold and forward in my regular YouTube videos, I'm not on 4 IPAs when I do those, okay? So you might get a little bit more bold and forward. All right, let's do this. There's a percentage of Eagles fans, Philadelphia fans in general, maybe fans of every sports team, that they buy the jersey, they wear it. They got a sticker on their car. You know what I'm saying? They got a travel mug with the Eagles logo. I'm an Eagles fan. And they don't show up when the kickoff starts. They turn the TV on at 1:30 in like midway through the first. They watch a couple plays. They play checkers with their kids. Who the hell plays checkers? They come back to the game. And they say, we're losing. It's okay. We'll get them next time. And then they come in here. And they're like, why is everybody freaking out? It's just one loss. We'll get them next time. We'll win. It's just one game. You got to understand where I'm coming from. If you're not hardcore, this is not the YouTube channel for you. I'm sorry. It's more than just a football game. It's like a bloodline. You understand? The people in this city live on their sports teams. It's not just, calm down, guys, it's one game. People said that to me about the Sixers for 3 years in a row. How long do we calm down for? No offense to you, by the way. I just that was my honest response to what you said. Anyway, I just think we will beat the Browns. Yeah, I don't care about beating the Browns. Who cares about beating the Browns? What's that going to do for you? And I don't even think we are going to beat the Browns. I just think, and if you go in some of these Facebook groups, these Bleeding Green Nation Facebook groups, the Eagles Facebook groups, there's so many posts, even the Sixers groups, that are like, all you guys do is bitch and complain in here. All you guys do is complain. I'm a real fan. I support my team no matter what. There's always posts like that. And there's always a bunch of people under it that are like, yeah, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a real Eagles fan. Win or lose, I'm an Eagles fan. Ride or die. Like, I am too, but I'm angry. Why do I have to be happy the whole time? I'm an Eagles fan, ride or die. I was wearing a pullover starter jacket when I was in elementary school in the 90s. I was getting made fun of because they were so bad in the 90s. I wore that jacket. That's what a real fan is. I don't have to be happy the whole time. It's called analyzing a game. If you're watching every play and you're expecting something and you're disappointed with what you're seeing, you're going to express your disappointment. I feel like the fair weather fans are actually the ones that are just like, it's okay. Turn it off. Let's go get some ice cream. and watch a movie, and we'll watch the game next week, see if they're better. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? I'm the ride or die. I should have quit watching this team a long time ago. Nick Taper, you a Giants fan? If you're a Giants fan, put a G in the chat. I want to see how many Giants fans are in here. I know you guys are real hyped to be 3-7. All right, I've almost been on for an hour. I'm probably going to get out of here. Wentz did all right, but still was not good. Yeah, you're right. Wentz did okay. That's going to be my final statement. Wentz came out, made sure that he didn't throw 3 interceptions so he didn't get slandered for the turnovers. So it's one or the other with Wentz now. You know, we either get the bad version of Brett Favre where he's running out of the pocket, getting hit in the face by everybody, refusing to throw the ball away, throwing bad interceptions all game long, or we get conservative Carson Wentz, who's scared to take a chance because he doesn't want to throw an interception and get scrutinized by the media. Now we can't get an in-between. Kevin says we might actually beat the Saints and the Seahawks. What in the world would give you that idea? Kevin, are you a Sixers fan? You're probably one of the people that was watching my Fire Brett Brown videos that said it's going to be okay. Watch. I believe in his team. We're going to take care of the Boston Celtics. And I said, I'm looking at this realistically. This team can't defend the pick and roll. This team can't guard any ball handler in the NBA. What in the world makes you think they're not going to get swept by Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, and Jaylen Brown? What exactly are you seeing that gives you that hope? It's false hope. That's what it is. What are you seeing from this Eagles team that would lead you to believe they can beat the Seahawks? That's why my intro is what it is on the YouTube channel. Hit the dislike button if you like lying to yourself, because you're lying to yourself. I'm sorry. It's true. I was watching Superbad last night. You know the scene where he's yelling at his home ec teacher? And he's like, nobody cares about home ec. I'm sorry. I just don't want to be in this class. I hate this class. I'm sorry. That's how I feel on a live stream. I got to tell you the truth and then be like, I'm sorry. Just saying. But I'm sorry. But it's true. Mike. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll probably do one the rest of the season for the Eagles games for sure. The Sixers games, I can only do like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, really. So when there's Sixers games, I'll definitely do some post games. What do we got here? Wentz threw Fulgham the ball once in the first half. Yeah. Fulgham had one target in the first, not even the first half. The first 3 quarters, he had one target. He only threw to him in desperation at the end of the game. It would be best for the Eagles to lose this division. That's where I'm at. I'm ready for a change. I'm ready for the entire coaching staff to be overhauled. If we win the division and have a playoff game, they're still going to have this argument. They're still going to have this, well, Doug took them to the playoffs 4 seasons in a row, won a Super Bowl. That's what people say when they look at stats on the surface. They don't care what happened actually in the games or play to play or even game to game. They just, well, he made the playoffs. He made the playoffs. Can't fire him. He made the playoffs. The Toronto Raptors fired their head coach and he won Coach of the Year. That's an owner that was watching his decision-making and his interaction with the players and said, I don't want this guy anymore. Y'all made Daniel Jones look like Vanilla Vic. Yo, Giants fans, I'm giving you a golden opportunity right here. This is a gold mine. All right. The first one of you that makes a t-shirt with Daniel Jones' number on it that says Vanilla Vic, you're going to make $1 million. So for rush to Teespring right now and make the shirt. Vanilla Vic. What is the point of the playoffs if you got no real chance to win? Exactly. I don't want to see I don't want to watch this team in the playoffs. I want them to lose now so things can change. That's how I felt about the Sixers at the end of the season. I'm ready for them to lose so things can change. They got swept in the first round, and look at the overhaul in the coaching staff. Jaden Myers, shout out to all the Giants fans. You won the game. You're 3-7. Relax. Go Giants. Go Giants. It's going to be okay. You're not a good team. We're not either. We're both bad. Giants going to win the division. Okay. Scroll up a little bit. What's the point of going to the playoffs if you have no chance of winning? Don't forget that. Vanilla Vic is solid gold. Yeah, NYG 31, you're absolutely right. Our defensive line, I don't even know if they came to play. Everybody was just running straight through there. Like it was, I mean, what were the Giants' rushing yards? Here's Miles Sanders.
Coach, whoever's in there, he's going to make him look like a Pro Bowler. And Kelsey there, he's going to lead the group. It was good to have JP out there and Lane. But Opeta and Pryor, they're doing a great job, in my opinion, if you ask me. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's a whole team problem. You know, we're just not playing real smart football.
Miles Sanders, quote, saw an offense today that wasn't disciplined. Lock her up. Presented by our friends at Yingling. Here is the off-back today, Boston Scott. We mentioned how successful he has been against the Giants. This is game.
Jeremiah Higgins, shout out to you. Any Giants fan in here? I got to give you props. You won the game. I'm not going to sit up here and bash you or anything. I mean, you're 3-7. Yeah, Giants. Oh yeah, 148 rushing yards. They had 96 in the first half, I think. We gave up 160 rushing yards to the Giants the last time we played, and it looks like we gave up 148 this game. So Daniel Jones looked like an actual good QB. The boy is trash, but somehow Eagles defense. No, Mike, you're wrong. I said that last game. He's not trash. You saw how accurate some of those throws were. Even the throw where I forget the tight end's name that made the one-handed catch out of bounds and it didn't count. The running to his left side and turning and throwing that ball over the defender. I'm telling you, Daniel Jones is not trash. If you give him time in the pocket, he will pick you apart. And he did that. We didn't get the ball to Rager more. Yeah, I agree. I mean, how does Rager have there's just no game plan. There's no game plan. There's none. There's no game plan. Rager did have 7 targets, okay? 4 catches for 47 yards. Greg Ward had 6 targets, 5 catches, 39 yards. You see a pattern here. The average yardage. Greg Ward 7, Jalen Rager 11, Dallas Goedert 8. You see the pattern here. It's one or the other. It's either a bunch of deep routes or it's a bunch of short routes and we play conservative. There's no middle ground. So Wentz says, all right, I'm throwing the ball down the field too much. I'm throwing interceptions. I'm making bad throws. Now I'm going to play conservative. For Travis Fulgham to have 5 targets and 1 catch is bad. He dropped 2. I don't know what else to say. Miles was torching them. Should have ran the ball 35 times. Hats off, Tyler. Hats off. From the jump, Miles Sanders was torching them. From the jump. There was a series in the first quarter where Miles Sanders ran for 9 yards on second down, and then they threw the ball on 3rd and 1 for an incompletion. Why in the world would that ever happen? Just give him the ball. $6 yards a carry. He leads the NFL in yards per carry, and he had 15 carries. Why? It's reminding me. I don't know. All right, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Thanks for coming through here. Thank you to all the Giants fans that showed up. Respect, man. You guys won the game. Don't get ahead of yourselves. You're 3-7. Your team's trash. Daniel Jones is not trash, though. I'm telling you right now. If the Giants build a more solid team and find ways to win games, that can be a good team. Shout out to all the subscribers that came through. Thank you for showing up. I didn't eat anything all day. I don't know what I'm going to do. Bars still aren't open in Pennsylvania, and that's like literally my life on a Sunday. I'm either watching the Eagles game at a bar, or I watch the Eagles game and then I go to a bar because, I'm like, hey, give me more drinks and feed me. That's like, maybe that's why men go to bars so much. We're so lazy. We can't feed ourselves. So we're like, well, I can just go to a bar and I can keep drinking and they'll feed me. But you can't sit at a bar right now in Pennsylvania, so I don't know what to do. I guess I'm going to DoorDash and sit on my couch and sulk in my misery. Who would you take, Wentz or Jones? I still think Carson Wentz has the more big play potential. Just from watching him the past couple seasons, if you just look at this season, I'm taking Daniel Jones all day. If you're looking at the past 5 seasons, I'm taking Carson Wentz. I don't feel good about this system and this coaching staff. That's what I don't feel good about. I like the Phillies and Flyers too. Oh, God. Kevin, are you optimistic about the Phillies? This is why I made the shirt that said depressed Philly sports fan. What do we have right now? The Phillies organization is just as much of a joke. They go out and sign Bryce Harper just to sell tickets and refuse to put anyone else on the team. Now JT Realmuto is going to walk away. We need the Eagles to win so we can have number 3 pick in the draft. At this point, I want the Eagles to lose every game the rest of the season, get a high draft pick, and fire everybody. Artificial on the track. Thanks for coming through. Is our season over? Yes. Yes, it is. And that's not just me being optimistic. I see no reason to believe anything's going to change because the coaching, the play calling, the system, everything at the top is so bad. Why would it change? What's going to change? You just had 2 entire weeks, a whole bye week and everything to prepare for this New York Giants team. So why would something randomly change? It's not going to change. Wheelo Matos, shout out to you. Shout out to all the Giants fans. You won. You're 3-7. Relax. We are struggling 3-7 teams. All it takes for any team to beat us is a deep throw. I mean, you know the football gods aren't with us when Travis Fulgham starts dropping balls and Darius Slay starts getting beat one-on-one. So everything went bad at the end of that game. Darius Slay got beat one-on-one to take it to a 2-possession game. Yeah, you guessed the carries right, man. Yeah, Miles Sanders had 15 carries. 7 yards per carry, and he only had 15 carries. Just doesn't make sense. I remember back in the day with LaShawn McCoy, we were complaining he didn't get the ball enough. Andy Reid gave up the play calling for 2 games. I remember this like it was yesterday. LaShawn McCoy had 27 carries in 1 game, and they won. The very next game, he had 30 carries, and they won. And he punched Andy Reid in the stomach on the sideline, basically saying, I told you, give me the damn ball. 57 carries in 2 games. And dominated. And the stats were astounding. It was like when LaShawn McCoy has more than 20 carries, the Eagles are 97-0. But we would finish games where he has 11. We would finish games where he has 13. You want to call plays according to the score and according to what's happening in the game, but you got to stick to your principles. You have to be dedicated and disciplined and say, I'm going to give Miles Sanders 25 carries no matter what happens in this game. Doug Pederson can't do that. I honestly don't have anything left to say. I don't know why there's 150 people in here. I really don't. Feed the hot hand, absolutely. Shamarcus, you're absolutely right. Wentz plays better off the play action. It's not rocket science. It's so easy. You do it when you're playing Madden. You run a couple run plays that are successful, and then you run a play action, and the defense bites on it. That's what play action is. Doug Pederson doesn't know that. He just calls a run play, calls a pass play, calls a pass play, calls a run play. There's no system. There's no philosophy. There's no building off of plays. There's no, okay, this play worked. Let's do that again, but maybe a different version of it. These plays worked. Let's build off of that. Now they're bringing their linebackers up, and their defense is playing shorter because our run game is working. Now we can throw over the top. There's no setup. There's no strategy at all. It's so predictable. I'm sick of watching it. Deuce for head coach. No. I don't want Deuce Staley to be a head coach. I don't like his running back rotations. And if he can't... This year has been fine because we don't have any. Even though I don't know why the hell Corey Clement was on the field to score that touchdown. He scored the touchdown, but I don't know why he was on the field. I'm sitting here looking at my fantasy team. Thank you, Deuce Staley, for costing me 6 fantasy points. I don't like Deuce Staley's running back rotations. I remember last year, the year before, we randomly Wendell Smallwood would be on the field on a 3rd and 1. Like so many stupid rotations. And Doug would always say, we have packages. We run packages. All right, Seth Joyner gave Carson Wentz a D. Let's look at this. Oh, I screenshot it, went away. Damn it. Seth Joyner gave Carson Wentz a D. And it went away. I was going to read all the grades. Whatever. I'm in the attic. My little studio is in the attic, and my Wi-Fi connection's not great, and then everything goes haywire. All right, he gave the D-line a D-. He gave the linebackers a D. He gave the secondary a D. He gave the special teams a D-, and he gave the coaching a D-. Nobody gave anything above a C. Ray Dittinger gave the D-line a C, the linebackers a D, the secondary a D. Everybody gave bad grades. I don't know if Carson Wentz was a D. He just didn't do anything exceptional this game. OG, be more gamer. Absolutely, man. You know every offensive play before it happens. It's predictable. What the hell happened to the defense? I don't know. I said that pregame. We got all of our guys back on offense. Now the only thing that can lose a game is the defense. And they came out looking like a bunch of cardboard cutouts, man. It looked like ski slopes. Bunch of poles and cones standing around. People are just weaving in and out. When Doug applied for the OC position, there's no way in hell he could have been any worse than Doug. When Doug applied for the offensive coordinator position, there's no way in hell he could have been any worse than Doug. I don't know what that means. Boston Scott had 3 carries for 63 yards. That's because he broke that long one. But other than that, he would have had 3 carries for like 9. All right, let's go back to the Giants stats. Here we go. Daniel Jones, 21 for 28. 75% completion percentage. 244 yards. A 100.9 quarterback rating. You can't say he's trash. You just can't say it. Why in the world would Gallman Jr. have more carries than Miles Sanders? Gallman Jr. had 18 carries, Alfred Morris had 8. Slayton had 5 catches for 93 yards. Shepard had 6 catches for 47. Golden Tate had 2 catches for 44. The guy that played for the Eagles for 1 year and we couldn't figure out how to use him because we were using Mac Hollins. All right, where are the sacks at? Let's see. Carson was only sacked 3 times. Daniel Jones was only sacked 3 times. So we can't blame it on the offensive line. We can't. Where's the blame at now? Like, everybody's healthy. Carson didn't get sacked 8 times. So where's the blame? Show me in the comments. What do you guys think the actual, if you said what was wrong here? Number 1. What's the number 1? Doug. There's 3 for Doug. 160 people are here because we need answers. Absolutely. I don't have the answers. I'm sorry if you tuned into this and clicked on it because you thought you were going to get answers. Wentz, Doug, Wentz. 3rd down conversions, yeah. I mean, 0 for 9. Coaching, defense, and Doug. All right, but really, thank you guys for coming through. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for interacting with me. I got to feed myself because my girlfriend's still at work. So I will see you guys very soon. I'm going to have a video up tomorrow morning after I rewatch the game and really dive deep into what they were doing. I don't even want to do it. But we got to talk about it. And I think I'm going to see the same thing for the next 7 games, but I don't know what else to say. You guys are great. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Have a good one. Peace.
Sports when they are on. And so all eyes are on, as usual, I might add, that all eyes are on the Philadelphia Eagles. We're waiting for the Sixers to start. We're with the new Philadelphia 76ers, Ray, I think I heard you say.
Stop it. Stop it. Ain't no new. It's Philly, baby. Philly.
That's right.
Philly, baby.
Come on. That's lazy. Let's not say.
Yeah, all right. Yep.
Okay, so, but when you look at it, it's just a shame. Because we're watching this team saying, please give us something to cheer for. Because right now, it's tough. Life is tough all around the world. And you want it to be a little less tough in Philadelphia.
Sure, of course you do. To me, this was a very discouraging loss because, I looked at this game as a very pivotal game. If they won this one, I think they really kind of had control of this awful division. Even though the next 5 games are going to be really tough, this was a big win because it kind of would have put the Giants away. Now, look, they've surprised us before. Maybe they'll surprise us again, but right now I don't think so.
It's going to be tough. Seth, what do you think, Cleveland? They got him or what? Piece of cake?
No.
Okay.
Listen, they will show up. Some of those other teams, I think that they'll show up against and play well against just because, no one's going to give them a shot. But they're not beating Cleveland next week, man.
Yeah.
Not the way they played against the Giants today.
One thing's for sure. I know Barrett's going to show up, and Ray's going to show up, and Seth's going to show up, and I will show up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Eagles Post-Game Live. Eagles Outsiders, Birds Outsiders coming up with Joe Giuliano and Ray Burton.
Eagles Post-Game Live is presented by Cure Auto Insurance. See how much you can save at Cure.com.